Did you know? 4 priests converted to Islam. How did it happen? Read their stories below. Please subscribe, like, share and comment to know other wonders of the world. Number 1. Gino Albert E. Ray, a denomination of Protestant Christian churches in Indonesia pastor who found truth in Islam. Gino Albert was a pastor at the Bethel Church of Indonesia, GBI, dedicating his life to spreading Christian teachings. However, one question kept haunting him: why are there so many contradictions in the faith I follow? In his search for answers, he began discussions with a Muslim and started studying Islam. The more he read the Quran, the more he felt that this book provided the answers he had been seeking. Each verse touched his heart, especially, indeed, the true religion in the sight of Allah is Islam. Quran 3:19, his heart trembled. The unrest he had always felt suddenly found clarity. After much reflection and prayer, Gino Albert decided to recite the Shahada, embracing Islam. Number 2. Hilarion Hegi, an Orthodox priest who felt like he came home. Hilarion Hegi was a respected Orthodox priest in the United States. He had devoted his life to church service, but deep inside, he always felt that something was missing. When he began studying Islam, he discovered that the concept of Tawhid, oneness of God, in Islam was so simple and logical. There were no confusing doctrines, just one clear message: there is no God but Allah. As he read the Quran and the history of the prophets, he realized that Islam was not a foreign faith to him. On the contrary, he felt like he was coming home. Hilarion eventually embraced Islam and changed his name to Said Abdul Latif. Today, he actively spreads the message of peace and Islam to those around him. Number 3. An Italian priest converted to Islam after witnessing King Fahd's burial. An Italian priest traveled to Saudi Arabia to attend the funeral of King Fahd bin Abdul Aziz. As a religious leader, he was accustomed to grand, lavish funerals with luxurious tributes. However, what he saw at King Fahd's burial was entirely different. Despite being a great ruler, the king's body was wrapped in a simple white cloth. No expensive coffin, no crown, no worldly extravagance. This response shook his heart. He began to realize that Islam teaches equality, sincerity, and a deep sense of accountability for the afterlife. Not long after, this Italian priest declared the Shahada and became a Muslim. Number 4. Stevanus Fernandovaunten, a former pastor moved by the logic of Islam. Stevanus was an active pastor in the Interfaith Harmony Forum, Forum Kerukunan Umat Beragama, FKUB, in central Kalimantan, Indonesia. He often debated with a Muslim scholar, Ustads, about Islam, but one question from the Ustads changed his life: did Jesus ever say that he is God and must be worshipped? Stevanus searched for the answer in the Bible but couldn't find it. His curiosity deepened, and he started reading the Quran. Then he found this verse: "They have certainly disbelieved who say, Allah is the Messiah, the Son of Mary." Quran 5 hours 72 minutes. He reflected on this verse and ultimately realized that Islam presents the concept of God in the clearest and most rational way. Finally, he recited the Shahada and embraced Islam.